Actually, Siwei and Jojo, what are some of the factors that you all decide on the ID firm?
So I think for someone with no interior design background, it makes sense for us to engage ID.
Do you expect, like a more senior ID to serve you guys or? Hello everyone, it's great to see everyone again. We know that it can be challenging to find the right ID to do up your dream home. So in this episode, we would like to share some tips which can broaden your search for an ID. So today we have 4 topics. So the first one will be, why do you need to look for an ID? Second, what are some of the factors to decide on the ID firm? And third, what expectation do homeowners need to set when meeting IDs? And the last one will be, what are some of the red flags? So let me welcome our guests for today, Siwei, Jojo, and Ashley.
Hello. Thanks
Hi,
for having
Siwei,
us.
Jojo. Hi.
Thank you.
So actually, why do you all need to look for an ID for your home?
When we first started, I think there are several considerations. One, we believe that with our ID can save a lot of time and effort.
Right.
Like ID helps with the entire design process from conceptualization to implementation. And more importantly, they work very closely with the contractors and suppliers.
Right.
So I think for someone with no interior design background, it makes sense for us to engage ID.
Okay.
Yeah, so that will save a lot of time and effort for homeowners to manage so many aspects of the project. Then I think most importantly, we believe that with our ID, we find the right ID, he or she can give us a personalized design that suits our needs, our style, and create an environment that I believe is uniquely both of us. Yeah, and I think for some other people, they may also think about tapping on the ID's problem-solving capabilities to look into some design challenges like, what if my home is very small? How do I then maximize the space when I clearly got space limitation or I got very awkward layouts? So these are the few considerations we have, and we believe that by engaging our ID, while some may say you may pay slightly more, but I think it's worth it because the end game is you get a very well designed, aesthetically pleasing, and comfortable home that both of us are very happy with.
But I think at this moment, I believe Ash is really the one for you all, right?
Yes,
I
of
hope she
course. We gel very well with our team.
Yes.
Anything to say to your homeowner?
I am very happy that they are very open to my ideas. Yeah, so because they actually came to me with a concept that they have in mind. So they actually told me that actually just flare your design. I'm like, yes. Okay. So then when I actually came back to them, and they are actually very receptive. So along the way, we actually have a lot of discussion to implement and improve the design. So which I actually had a very fun time working with them. And we usually when we meet our meetings, right? I think we talk more than we talk about the design. So it was really a fun one.
Yes.
That's because they trusted you a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, definitely.
And I'm thankful for that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We are thankful to you too.
So actually, Siwei and Jojo, what are some of the factors that you all decide on the ID firm?
Some of the factors, I think one would be looking at the portfolio that this ID has
Right.
previously, whether or not it suits our style. And of course, the past work, if he or she has a wide spectrum of project across different styles, it clearly shows that this person is very versatile and is probably an expert in field work. Next, of course, a hot topic would be budget. Whether or not this ID can work within the allocated funds and come up with something that we deem is a value for money. And of course, in today's days and age, especially in the digital world, researching into the ID firm's reputation, past work is very important. You can do it through online reviews, testimonials, or just word of mouth recommendation from family and friends. So I think those are important, and likewise to assess the firm's ability to manage the project as per your timeline. What is the work plan that they propose? I think all this helps the homeowner build some comfort. But I would say there isn't any hard and fast rule. Ultimately, trusting your instincts is most important, and looking into the kind of rapport that your ID and the homeowner build is important because it is a collaboration. And when it comes to such partnership, I think having that trusted relationship will make this entire process a very smooth and most importantly enjoyable one. Yeah.
Wow. How about Jojo? What's some of the factors, the main important factors that you have?
I think whatever she has mentioned, we have discussed over it. Also, I think one thing that we really talk about is how our impression of Ashley was,
Wow.
our ID, how impression of ID was, and also, of course, one thing about the initial in specific is that we like the fact that you guys propose the ideas with the drawing.
The walkthrough.
Yeah, and Ashley is really fast with it. So whatever ideas that we have, right, you could do it instantly or in just a few minutes.
Wow.
And we are poor with imagination of how the space is,
Yeah.
and she actually did it very fast for us. So we were like, yes, this one. So the decision could be made very fast as
Right.
well.
So the next question will be, what are the expectations you all have in an ID?
For a start, the style and preference, the ability to come up with a design that suits our needs is most important. So I think, to be fair, homeowners should also be as specific as possible, like probably telling them these are the color schemes that we like, the materials that perhaps I want you to explore more. Is it more marble-like materials or more wood, kind of a feel? And perhaps you can give some samples of images
Right.
from online so that we can visualize and then come up with some and zoom into things that make sense. Then of course, like I mentioned previously, one of the key expectations would be to set the budget, so that we all can work within the I'll say constraints or capacity.
But actually, other than all the above that you mentioned, right? How about their experience? Do you expect, like a more senior ID to serve you guys, or a junior one? Does their experience plays a part?
Maybe it does, but I think the lucky part is that when I first contacted you via Instagram,
Yep.
You check on some of my basic requirements.
Right.
For example, what style are you looking at? Roughly what budget are you playing with? You actually have decided to assign me someone who's very senior. So I think from then on, I have no question about it anymore because I knew that you are experienced and everything. So throughout, Ashley has told us on her portfolio before, etc., which we actually mentioned just now. So I think that has assured us, give us a lot of confidence on continuing with the ID.
Right. So the last question will be, what are some of the red flags?
We basically went through a list of IDs. I think
Wow.
close 10 or
10
something.
more than
That's a
that,
lot.
maybe.
So we can,
Yes.
I think we are in a good position to compare and contrast. I would say those with poor communication, like if you send them a question and it take them days and ages to respond, or they don't follow up, that's one. Secondly would be a clash in style. So if you say that we want modern lux, but they give us minimalist look, so it kind of is a sign that perhaps they have a lack of versatility. They're not able to adapt to the homeowner's requirements. Other red flags may be also when it comes to negotiation of contracts prior to appointing them. If they just give you a one-pager and don't show you the granular breakdown of how this, let's say, 100,000 or 150,000 is made up of, that to me is red flag because it shows that this firm is probably not so transparent and perhaps a little bit evasive when it comes to pricing. So I would probably gently remind other homeowners, aspiring homeowners, to probably go into detail. No harm asking and try to identify any implicit or hidden costs that's not found. This will help so that going forward there won't be any misunderstanding or dispute. Yeah, so that's about it. But I guess overall, like I said, trust your instinct. We're not just finding an ID that is very skilled in design, but you want someone who can have the capability to turn your dream and vision for home into reality.
Wow. I feel it. Yes, I really feel it. Like it's full of love, this home,
Yes, definitely. We love this home. Thanks to you all once again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sue and Jojo. But Jojo, you got anything to add on?
I have seen some of my friends not asking the ID on the course in details, so they are uncomfortable, unsure, yet they try to cross-check with other friends who have similar experience, but they couldn't have a conclusion on what they should do. So I think just checking, be open with the ID, and of course having the ID who is trustworthy is very helpful in the entire process. Yeah.
Wow. So thank you so much for today. Thank you so much.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
you.
Okay, that's the end of today's episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you. See you soon. Bye.